You know what? Not in front of Grandma. We don't
Not in
talk
front of
about
Grandma. We don't talk about that in front of Grandma.
Y'all,
Y'all.
how's that energy drink treating you? Is it doing anything? I almost got an energy drink. I was like, you know what? I might need an energy drink, but
it's doing fine. Like,
yeah,
I'm almost done with it.
I mean, you know, those energy drinks put you to sleep.
The flavor I got called dragon fruit lemonade. The flavor's not bad. Fruit. It doesn't taste all like mushroomy like or earthy.
It doesn't taste like dragons.
It doesn't taste like dragons. Maybe. I don't know. Might see a dragon outside when I walk outside.
I mean, we are talking about dragons today, so it's the perfect drink.
Perfect drink.
By the way, I watched. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. You just sound really good over there. I couldn't even tell you were there. I'm logged into my Crunchyroll on one of my TVs, but that TV was occupied, so I had to jump on my other TV. Well, the login isn't on the other one, but it lets you watch like the first episode.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching the first episode, and it's just like commercial after commercial. I didn't know there was so many commercials.
Yeah.
If you don't pay. But
that's how they get you. That's how they get you. They get you by like, we're gonna put a commercial every 5 minutes, so they have to buy it.
Well, jokes on them. I was like, you know what? These commercials, I might give me a Tamagotchi. You know, Tamagotchi's made its way back. Like,
yeah.
But it's pronounced Tamagotchi or something. I was like, no way. Are kids buying Tamagotchis? Like,
dude, I'm telling you, it's making a comeback. It's like fashion. Like the stuff we
Jinkos.
used to wear, like all the 80s stuff is starting to make a comeback. Like the bright neon colors, the baggy stuff.
Backwards pants.
Backwards pants.
I mean, like everything. Yeah. So the Tamagotchi is coming back. I was like, I'm waiting to see somebody with that one. I also saw a commercial for that. I also saw the commercial for the solo leveling game.
Yeah.
The Arise one.
Yeah. Looks dope.
It's an action RPG.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
If
you're playing as Homie, but
yeah.
I ain't sure.
It looks dope though. I was like,
season 2 got greenlit too, so.
Oh, yeah, and the last episode dropped too.
Yeah.
Right, like a couple weeks ago.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So this season is Dunsky, which is crazy because it seems like a short season, but I guess are they moving to shorter seasons like this? Or a lot of
some of them will have like 12, 13.
Yeah.
The other ones will have like 24. It all just depends on what they're looking at. I mean,
you know, like it's happened here in America where they're like used to back in the day you'd watch TV and each season had like 24 to 22 episodes.
Yeah.
But ever since like the advent of like
streaming, yeah.
They go to like 10 to 12 to like 4 to 6, you know, like they keep them really short. There's very few shows that have like that many episodes per season. Maybe Grey's Anatomy. They keep making that thing. That's like
they keep saying they're gonna end and they haven't ended yet. Always because my mom watches it, so I'm always like,
"Is your mom like
release me in this show, please?" She's like, "I gotta watch Grace tonight." I was like, "I thought that was over." She's like, "No, they decided to come back." I was like, "How many times have they said they're gonna end this show and they haven't?"
She's just watching it like begrudgingly now. She's just like,
Oh, by the way, I moved, so I gotta get you my new address.
Oh wait, you moved?
Yeah.
Yo, are you like sitting on the floor with nothing, or just boxes? Just boxes all over?
Nah, I got most of my stuff set up. So.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
You got a glass entertainment center, a lazy boy.
I got the Sergeant Frog pad going.
You got the Sergeant Frog, like the boombox.
The boombox.
You got a boombox. It's a CD/DVD changer.
The combo.
You got the combo. You got a little tower where you can stick all your DVDs and CDs.
Yeah, that was like
displayed.
That's one thing I think we took for granted was the combos. Like the DVD VCR combo when it came out, the CD tape player combo, like all those combos that were coming out. They're like, oh, dude, this is awesome. But now it's just like everybody's streaming everything now.
I had a TV/VCR, like a little one.
Yeah.
And man, that one was it was straight up golden because you'd be watching something on TV and you go, "Oh, I'm gonna record this real quick," and
yeah,
I
you just pop it in, boom.
Boom! I got it recorded.
You didn't have to like plug it in or make sure the stuff was plugged in. It was
the
TV was the VCR.
It was G2G, good to go.
G. Man.
Speaking of which, are we G to G?
We are G to T on Fairy Tale.
All righty.
Right. 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Pod. It's me, Dwayne, with my co-host Sal, and we are still here in April. The moon didn't kill us; we survived.
Nope, you
if
can't.
If
you
it
can't
doesn't
stop
come
us.
out, that means the moon got us. But if this came out, we survived.
We're a virus, baby. Okay,
We're
we are eating the earth. You can't stop us.
Oh dude, so in the Dragon Ball Z Abridged, they make a joke where they're talking about because Piccolo's they're talking about what you call a group of Namekians.
Mm-hmm.
And Piccolo says he called them a cornucopia, and he goes, "What do you call a group of humans?" And then they have Mr. Popo say, "An infestation."
It's too real. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. And you know what else isn't wrong? Dragons and wizards and magic.
I want it to be real. Is magic real? Magic ain't real. Come on now. Is it real though? But
I don't know. They've blamed some stuff, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I seen him floating. There was that one time he laid in that casket for 3 days straight, or he stood up. I don't know.
He lived in an aquarium in the middle.
What am I talking?
He's just a survivalist.
Yeah, he's just living. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
He's just living.
That's called living in the projects.
Living in the projects.
That's a Chris Rock joke for some of y'all. All right. Anyway. All right. What are we talking about? Fairy Tale.
Today we are talking about Fairy Tale.
Magic, bro. Magic and dragons.
Magic.
Okay.
And dragons.
Let me give us a synopsis.
Yeah.
Cue the what's that little like a tagline? A little what do you call that when it's like a little some words here? Like take a snippet. Here he goes. Salvador tries to read his handwriting. All right, here we go. Lucy wants nothing more to join Fairy Tale, the most rambunctious wizard guild in Fiore. Do you think that's pronounced Fiore?
Yeah.
Okay. When a phony lures her into a ship with the promise of getting into the guild of her dreams, her newest friends arrive to bail her out. Gosh, my writing is so terrible. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Let's see. How did this show start? Like
it started with a map.
Yes. Oh, they give us it's been a while since we've watched a show like this. Yeah. They give us the exposition. They give us they give us like, there's magic in the world. There are people who use the magic. They make money. It's their job. They're called wizards. There's a place. What is the place called? Fiore?
Fiore. Yeah, that's the place.
That's what they. Yeah, all the magic people live there, and it's just part of the world. And we all know it, and that's kind of it. I think they give us that kind of exposition about
short exposition about the world, like world building almost, and then we get into our intro song, which was pretty banging.
Hey, it is. I really I still don't know what this music is. It's kind of. I wrote down, I love this gang yelling part where they gang sing a certain spot of it, kind of like back it was maybe the late aughts is the kids are saying. No, actually I think that everybody says that. I think everybody says that. But they used to do the hey ho or something like that, and all the
Yeah,
whole band would yell it together. They do
yeah,
this in this song, but they're singing the part together, and I'm like, oh, dude, I love this part of this song. Like it's like really catchy, and also the guitar that solo. It's just one guy. It's just
right.
one guy. He didn't even play chords. He's just soloing from the beginning to the
Just
end.
solo, a
It's the way
whole
I play
solo.
guitar. Like yeah, not in the pocket. You're not like
I mean,
over the lyrics, just solo.
I'm just gonna
Oh,
hit. I'll hit the right notes sometime.
yeah, it's just yeah, that's what it is. Like, but hey, I'm here for it, dude. It is good. And also these credits are so like the stereotypical ones. I was like, oh, here you are. This
Yeah,
is right. They're flying. They're running.
stereotypical anime running, fighting, flying, jumping in the
Introduce,
air.
yeah, characters
Yeah,
you're not even gonna get introduced to yet, but they're gonna show them anyways. Like, oh, we're
yeah.
gonna meet that guy. We're gonna meet that guy later.
Look out
These
for this
two.
guy, this girl, this
Uh-huh,
guy.
uh-huh. There's a knowing look here. They
Yeah,
might have a romantic tryst of some sort. Who knows? They're like
who
leaving it all
knows?
out there. Very typical intro, but that music though, I think that was the strongest part of the credits, bro.
Oh yeah,
Got me hyped for some like,
get you
I don't
hyped
know,
for some wizards.
some wizardly place. I think we intro into like that little tucking cat. What's his name? Happy?
Yeah, Happy. Yeah, we
Okay.
get Happy and the pink-haired guy whose name is Natsu. They're
Natsu.
getting off on a train,
And he's
and
got like severe motion
yeah,
sickness. Natsu.
severe motion sickness.
It plays a part in throughout the whole show where he's just like
Yeah,
every time he travels, he
he
just
can't do
can't
it,
keep
man.
it together. Can't do it. Got an in-ear
He's like
problem.
a dog, man. You got to give him a sedative to knock him out while you're traveling.
You know what? It just happens, dude. I remember it happened to me like, a couple years ago. I was totally fine. Like
Yeah,
you remember merry-go-rounds? They're outlawed now, but
yeah, yeah.
merry-go-rounds, you could just spin for days on that thing. That was
Oh
me.
yeah,
The little the ship, remember the
yeah, yeah,
ship, the where you it just rocks
yeah.
and it's trying to make you throw up. That's what the rides are for. They're like,
Oh yeah.
Let's see if we can make you throw up."
It's a
Well, I
combination of the
was
food and the ride. It's always trying to make you throw up.
it really
They give you
is.
this heavily deep fried food and then make
Yeah.
you get on this swing.
Yeah, yeah. It's you're creating memories. Remember that time I
Yeah.
threw up? Locked. Core memory
Locked.
locked in the mind.
Locked in
Well, here's
place.
a core memory. I was totally fine. Like I used to not have a problem. I get on any of these spinning rides. I go to a fair and they have this hang glider one where you kind of lay down. Have you ever seen this one?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen
It
that one.
goes in a circle and it kind of drops you a little bit. And I was there with this girl long time ago. So nobody if it's you don't even know who I'm talking about.
You don't
Nobody
even
knows.
know.
You don't even know. And I get off the ride and I'm wrecked. Dude, I was like that funnel cake and that turkey leg,
Do
not
not go
friends.
well.
My in-ear problem is now a serious thing. She's like, hey, you want to go get on this other ride? I'm like, how about we sit down? Wouldn't that be real cool?
Take a seat.
So I know where Nazi's coming from. He gets off he's like about to throw up, and then
Yeah.
he accidentally gets like he doesn't get off
Left
the
on the train.
the
Yeah.
train. He takes off again, even though Happy is there waiting for him at the station.
Classic comedy. Classic comedy.
Classic comedy, classic. Oh, also main character energy.
Oh
He's got
yeah.
slides on. I
He's
think
got
he's got on a pair.
slides.
He's
He's
got
got pink
capris on.
hair.
He's got pink hair.
He's
He's
got a
wearing
scarf.
a scarf. Yes, it's 100 degrees outside. He's got on a coat. He's got all midriff. No hair on the chest, but just like you
Straight
can see down to
ass.
his. Yeah, he's got the deepest V. Like it's down to his belly button. You can see he's got a shirt on underneath. It's just no bothering covering anything up. Main character energy.
Main character vibes.
Um, we also are introduced to Lucy, who is also what do they call her? What she knows magic, but they don't call her
Yeah.
like a witch. She's not a witch. She's a wizard, or
She's a
she's just magic. What is this?
so she's like she has celestial magic because she
Yeah.
uses items for her magic.
Yes.
Yeah, because
She's got a janitor key. She's got janitor
she's got
keys.
janitor keys that unlock doors to
Yeah.
the
Oh,
zodiacs. That's her
uh,
power.
I
She can
get
call
it
on the
now.
zodiacs to come help her fight.
Oh man. So she goes off and she finds this like they're in the Hargian. I think she's
Hargan, yeah,
Harg
Hargan, yeah.
Hargan. Hargan or something like that. They're in Hargan,
Yeah.
and she's at like a magic shop, looking to buy some stuff, which is ran by a pig-nosed clown.
Yeah.
That
Oh yeah.
guy, the way he's drawn, I was like, what is this?
He
His
reminded me of Phil and Lil's dad from Rugrats. Do you remember him? You remember how he
Yes.
looks? He
Yeah, with the
looks like
little
him.
like the puffy
Yeah.
hair on the side.
Yeah.
But he had a it looks like he has a pig snout for a nose.
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of design is this for this guy?
And then just having
And
her try to use her looks to like get a
yeah,
good deal.
she tries to rizz him up
Yeah.
like, "Hey, how about you knock a little off of this thing?" And she's offended by the fact
Yeah.
that he only like knocks off $1,000
Yeah.
or something like
He's
that
all
from
about
because
business.
yeah, that
She all
man's
about
all
money.
about. He may look like a clown, but
Yeah.
he ain't no
He ain't
clown
no
when it comes
clown.
to business. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what all happens. There's a part.
So she walks out and she sees this group of people
Oh yeah, that's
gathered
right.
around
They're
this
looking.
guy who's called Salamander. And we get the feeling that Salamander is a famous wizard that everybody
Uh-huh.
knows.
Because even Natsu and
Yeah.
Happy are looking for Salamander too.
Yeah. And so yeah, they heard that he was in town, so they go in and there's a bunch of girls looking around and he's risen every girl up there. He's using
Yeah,
her
yeah.
to the max.
But like come to find out he's
Yeah.
really like using some sort of spell slash
Yeah, he's
magic.
like has these rings on that
Uh-huh.
use like so they're like charming magic and one's like I forgot what else he said. But yeah, they're just he's using those to kind of get people to pay attention to him, get all the girls eyeing him.
Mm-hmm.
And so Natsu runs in, he's just like, "Oh wait, you're not who I'm looking for." And he walks
You're not a
off.
salamander,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're not Salamander.
And the
And he
group
gets
of
on the
girls
get
get
this is every super fangirl group right here.
yeah, they're like, "How dare you?
How
How
dare
dare?"
you?
And they beat him up a little bit. They
Yeah.
had to rough him up like it.
Yeah.
They rough him up like
Do you know who
twice.
this is? This is Joe
Yeah,
Jonas.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. And he's like, here's a Natsu's like, where the fake salamander is like,
Yeah.
oh, don't leave him alone, he's fine.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, even when he's like, oh, he's so gracious.
Yeah. He's just putting on the act and he gives them a signature. And he's just like, okay,
I don't
whatever, I
want that.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really
Natsu's
don't
like,
want
I don't
that.
want that. And then they beat him up again.
Yeah.
Like, but then I think Lucy finds out. She even knows. She's like, wait a
Yeah, she
second.
realizes it. She's like,
Like
oh,
he's
hey,
not.
thanks for he was using this magic and thanks for like knocking me out of that spell. And so she takes him to lunch and they're sitting there eating and she's like, and this is where we get second exposition where she's explaining what guilds are, what
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
magic is and stuff like that. And she's just dropping all this knowledge
Yep, yep.
exposition wise. And she's just like, oh, wait, Natsu, I'm pretty sure this is all going over your head. You probably don't know anything about this. And he was just like, oh, yeah, we're looking for a salamander. Like, they're talking about like Igneel Salamander. He's a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And she's all like, why like humans don't really like dragons? They can, it's just like a title thing, dragon, like Immortal Tatsu, the immortal dragon from
Yeah.
whatever house husband, like a title. But Happy goes, no, he's an actual dragon.
No, yeah, yeah.
And
He
she's just like,
actually
wait, what? And we get the narrator coming in to be like, hey, even in a magical world, dragons are super rare. And so the fact that he's trying to look for a dragon is crazy to her because it's just like, wait, what are you talking about?
they don't exist. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't exist. And so we get like her explaining that dragons, like you'll be able to tell if there's dragon in the seed or not, some sort of imposition. And so we get the shocked look like, oh wait, you got a point. And it's black and white background. But then it pans out and it's showing like somebody holding an actual sheet with that background behind them.
Oh, I didn't even realize
Yeah.
that. Because I was in the middle of that little happy goes,
Yeah.
after she's saying all this stuff and giving us all the exposition, he goes, you talk a lot.
Yeah.
I was rolling on that part. He was like very matter of fact about it. He goes,
Yeah.
you talk a lot. Like it was very
He's been hanging out with Shin
dry.
Chan.
Yeah. Just says whatever comes to his
Yeah.
mind. By the way, I watched this both in the sub and the dub, and I gotta say I like Happy's voice in the sub better than I do in the dub.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because there's just something about the tone of it I think I like better.
Yeah.
And the same thing for
It
Natsu.
fits it
Natsu's,
fits its character.
yeah, he's like a little
Well,
cute little cat.
yeah.
Sometimes has wings. And it's just, I mean, they both have kind of like this like little bitty tiny voice that's kind of
Yeah.
cutesy, but it's just a little bit better. And I think Natsu's voice is better in the sub too, because the one in the dub
he kind of sounds a little bit like a South Park character to me, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right? A little bit,
Yeah,
right?
it doesn't
Doesn't
match that
sound,
well.
yeah, not as
Yeah,
much. So, but I don't know when it happens, before or after their meeting. I think she pays for lunch, by the way. They were
yeah,
starving. And he does that like typical like super powerful character thing where he
yeah.
eats all of the food. Like
All the food.
they ordered everything from the restaurant and he ate all of it. So, you got to think this guy's got some power, and that's how these animes are. And
Yeah.
what was the other thing? Oh, she's like sitting down looking through this like, oh wait, no. This happens later on. She leaves, and then she has this like magic wizard magazine, and she's like
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
through it, thumbing through it, and they show a part where she's like, "Oh, there's so and so. She's like a famous magician,
yeah.
and she's the
Mighty Jane.
centerfold." Yeah, Mighty Jane. She's like the centerfold, but they have her in like a bathing suit in the
Typical
middle of the
Sports
magazine.
Illustrated.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh my gosh, this is hilarious." This is a Sports Illustrated magazine, but they're all like magicians, not like
yeah.
not athletes or whatever.
Athletes.
And who do we find? Oh, phony Salamander himself comes up, rizzes her, but then she says, you can't
You
use your
can't use
magic
that
on me."
magic on me anymore.
Yeah, because I'm aware.
Yeah,
Like, if I'm
yeah,
aware of it, then you can't use it.
yeah,
But then he ends up rizzing her anyways.
yeah. Because he overhears her talking about Fairy Tale because that's the one she wants to join, and so he's all like, "I'm the." He's like, "Haven't you heard about the famous salamander from Fairy Tale?" He's like, "I'm that guy," even though we know
Yeah,
he's not that guy.
yeah, yeah. And so she ends up getting like spelled again. Like she didn't
Yeah,
think she was gonna like, oh, you can't. I'm not gonna fall for that. And then
yeah.
she does
Fool
fall
me
for it.
once.
Yeah, shame
Yeah,
on you.
yeah, shit.
Fool me
Fool me
twice.
twice. Shame on me.
You, yeah, you're not gonna fool me again.
Yeah,
And she does. So he's all like, well, I can get you on. Just
yeah,
come to my boat. And then she's like, oh man, he got me again. He takes off on this magic carpet,
yeah,
or what he calls magic carpet. It's like a little spell.
yeah,
And he just rockets off into the boat. And she's like, well, I know he's trying to get me, but I'm going to get him. I'm
yeah.
just going to use him to get to Fairy
Yeah.
Tale
As soon as
and
if
become
I
one of
could just
his.
get in, that's all I need.
Yeah, I'm just going to use him. But, little does
Mm.
she know that this man is.
Is garbage.
He's garbage. He's a freaking
Pure garbage.
trafficker. He's a trafficker.
Yeah.
He's a human trafficker. Like that's what I was watching. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, this bro, like he's there. He puts her in I don't know if she puts herself in this red dress or he does. I don't know if this is the
Yeah.
choice she made, but she's in this dress and he's like, she's on the ship and there's all a bunch of ladies on the ship and he's like, hey, I got a drink for you. Here's this
Yeah.
drink. And she's like,
No.
I can tell.
Like, no,
I can
sir.
tell what you're up to. Yeah, yeah.
I know what
He's
those
over here
bubbles
trying to.
means.
Yeah, those are roofie bubbles. He's got
Yeah.
roofie bubbles, and it ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen.
And like a curtain drops, and come to find out, all these girls are on this ship, and these pirates are like pretty much like taking them. And he's
Yeah.
like, "You guys are gonna be my, my slaves or something."
Yeah.
What does he call it? Like,
Merchandise.
yeah, merchandise.
Yeah, because he's gonna sell them all off. And he gets it, and she like goes for her keys. But he uses his magic to kind of steal her keys from her. And so she's
Throws
just
them in the
like,
water.
throws them in the water. And she's just like, oh no, what's going to happen? All seems lost. And then who comes busting up the party?
Yo,
Natsu.
I'm talking about superhero landing, bro.
Superhero
Like
landing.
smash through the roof, slow
Man's
motion.
just got done watching the Avengers. He's like all in.
Yeah, one leg down, like one leg extended, and then one knee bent, like, and then that's how you land. I mean, it's not good on that right knee, but
it's not
you
good on
have
it. It's not good on any of the joints.
It's too much. It's too much. But by the way, he's doing this all in slides. You know what I'm saying?
All
Like
in
the boy,
slides, dude.
he's got some Adidas slides on, and I'm just saying, if you're gonna do something active for the day, you might want to have something with a buckle on it or some laces.
You might have
You
to
know what I'm
throw
saying?
those Crocs in the sport mode.
Those things better be tight.
Tight. But it's kind of funny because as soon as he like lands, it's like the cool moment. All right, cool, he's here. But then the motion sickness gets him,
Oh
and
yeah,
so he's just out.
the boat moves like a little bit.
Yeah.
You can hear the boat go, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
I'm out.
That was great. I love that scene. Well, we couldn't find out that Natsu is actually she Happy takes Lucy away. He's like, he can fly. He's got little wings on. He's like, wait, you can fly? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then she's all like, well, what about Natsu? He's like, oh, don't worry, he's got this.
Yeah.
Come to find out, he is a fairy tale wizard himself. Like he is.
Oh yeah.
And that's why he knew that Salamander's not
Yeah.
some sort of fairy tale wizard. He says he's a fairy tale wizard, but I've
Yeah.
never seen this guy in my life. I'm about to go make things
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna rough him up a little bit, teach him a lesson. Come to find out, they're on this ship, and he's gonna be inadvertently saving all these ladies on there. That poor town, though. That poor town is getting it. You know,
Town. All those
Lucy's in the
people.
water.
Somebody's just
She's
having a nice cup of tea at home.
yeah,
You know, reading the paper. All of a
dinner
sudden, the
time.
living room is gone.
Incredible Hulk is over here smashing up your donkey and horse.
I just put a down payment on this 2015 Sonata, and here comes the Hulk just tossing it across Manhattan.
It is. Oh, dude. Because we see her magic come. She gets into the water and finds her keys, and then brings this mermaid out.
Yeah.
Which happens
so it's
ooh,
Aquarius. So that's who
Aquarius.
Yeah.
Oh, part of her. So she
So
doesn't have all the keys. Does she? She has some of the keys.
She has some.
That's his. And this Aquarius is giving Lucy a lot of lip. She's like, I'll do whatever. Giving her the business. She's all like, hey, Aquarius, get that ship and blow it up or bring it back to shore or something. Like, you don't tell me what to do. All right, I'll do whatever I want.
What to do. Yeah.
But she does what I want. And she smashes it up. She brings the ship back onto the shore, but with a tidal wave, and ruins all these other houses that are right there. Like, now their houses are flooded. And then Natsu comes out, and he's like, come to find out, like, part dragon or they're like, he's able to eat fire. He spits hot fire.
He's the salamander that the phony salamander was trying to be.
Is he okay? So he's actually the salamander.
Yeah.
Is that or like? Okay,
he's a salamander fairy tale.
So that's why he knows for sure that he's not the other guy. He's not salamander. This what was his name? Do we know the bad guy's name? They said it, but I can't remember because it was kind of real quick. He's like,
it was like a real quick thing.
Yeah, something like. I'm gonna say. Okay, you go, Joe Angel, cut that part out. You get the picture, Joe Angel. Cut it out. Anyway, so he come to find out. He's got scales.
Yeah.
That Happy breaks it down for us. Gives it a little bit more exposition. He's he's got dragon lungs, so he can breathe in fire and spit fire. He can he's got scales to absorb the fire, and he's got all these parts of the of a dragon. It's a very rare thing.
Fire magic, and you can also tell because when he takes off the jacket, he has a tattoo, and that's the mark of a fairy tale wizard.
Yeah, that's
and so
right.
it's kind of from there. It's okay, if they don't have that tattoo, then it's obvious they're not a fairy tale wizard.
That's the marking. Yeah. That's the marking. Also, by the way, he's got himself an Aladdin vest on. He's got that Aladdin vest.
Yeah.
Keeps the scarf on.
The boys keeps the scarf on. Keeps the freeze, keeps the slides, got the best.
Yeah. He's still dripped out, you know what I'm saying? He's still got to look good for the ladies, but he's got to move a little bit,
Yeah. He's got to be able to move free, kick butt.
It's interesting that he gets introduced with, they kind of hide it at the beginning. We don't know who Natsu is, but then he's pretty powerful from the very get, to get a pro tag like this immediately, and he's just doesn't have to go through anything to kind of he whoops up on all these guys all by himself and handles this phony salamander super quickly while destroying the entire city. They're shooting fire at houses, and he dispenses of them pretty easily.
Very easily, which is it's one of those things where you get a pro tag who's already midway powerful, I would say.
Yeah.
So there's no real okay, we don't have to go through the whole beginning to end. He's already has a knowing because people know who Salamander is.
Yeah, he's got a base. And they practically ride off in the sunset a little bit. He grabs Lucy and he's like, let's get out of here because the guards are after him. Hey, bro, I was trying to have dinner and you blew up my house.
Yeah. He's like, hey, we got to go. You want to be a part? He's like, hey, the cops are coming. We got to roll. You're in. It's you're in or you're out. It's there's one scene from that movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart where The Rock's the spy. And he's
Central Intelligence?
I think so, yeah. Where he's all hey, are you in or you're out? And then Kevin Hart's all I think I'm out. He's like, oh, well, sorry, you're already in. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, it's already too late. You're already too deep in. He's like, well,
Yeah,
then why'd
don't
you
you?
ask me? He's like, why'd you even ask? He's like, because I thought you were gonna say yes, and we'll have this cool moment.
That's exactly what happens,
Yeah,
dude. He's like he's running so fast. Got her by the hand. She's like flailing in the wind, but then she's like, "Yes, we're
yes,
gonna
this
do
is what I
this.
want.
This is what I want. I want to be dragged into adventure, and that's what we're doing. And we are getting
I
dragged
want to
into
destroy
adventure.
homes and ride off in the sunset.
Then credits drop, and we've got ourselves the outro credits. Our characters are running for some reason. Just have to. You just have to be
You
running.
just gotta run in. A little
You got to
running, a
run in
little
those
bit
credits.
cartoons, a little bit of
Uh-huh.
other
Oh, yeah,
characters.
that was
Yeah.
funny. Like what did they? You said this word before, chibi. Yeah, were
Chibi.
they kind of
Yeah,
like
chibi. Yeah.
they're kind of chibi, like they're riding on this little bitty
Yeah.
like this fat horse, or
Yeah.
there are other characters like I saw one. It looks like I don't know, like a marshmallow narwhal.
Yeah, the little
He's
guy
got
with
a horn
yeah.
for a nose, and he's got like I don't know what it is, but I'm like, oh, we're gonna find out who that is later. There's a bunch of characters that are just introduced in the credits, and I'm like, I don't know what you are. I think there's like it looks like there's probably a walking cow, maybe. Don't know.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the show.
Yeah, it's
Fairy
a show,
Tale.
man.
You
Fairy
know
tale.
what? Okay, I think I've heard of this show before. Like, I feel like maybe is it a big one? Is this a big show?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of big. It was pretty popular when it was airing.
Okay. Well, hit me with some facts then, Joe Angel.
Oh, right. So this all started back in August of 2006 when the manga was released by Mashima Hiro. So that is
Mashima
our
Hiro.
creator. Yeah. And it was released in Weekly Shonen Magazine from August 2006, and then ran all the way till July of 2017. So Fairy Tale is completed.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
done, resolved, finished.
Fairy Tale is.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And so with the original manga run, there's 545 total chapters. And so that was the main run. And then we got the main run, which was that. And then we have a prequel and a sequel that came out. The prequel was called Fairy Tale Zero, and that came out in 2014 and ran from 2014 to 2015. And basically, that was a prequel focusing on like the creation of Fairy Tale, the guild itself. And so that was like a little prequel that came out. And then the sequel was called Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, and that came out in 2018, and that is still ongoing. And so that is basically just picks up kind of after the main series ended, and the basis of the story is Natsu along with Lucy and some of the other people that we'll meet along the way
Mm-hmm.
are trying to complete this 100-year quest that was kind of started but not finished. And
Okay.
so
Okay,
that
go
one
ahead.
too, so that was written it was written and storyboarded by Mashima Hiro, who was the creator, but it's illustrated by Ueda Atsuo.
So I was looking for this show. Thankfully, I found it on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
But I watched it both in the sub and the dub. I watched the sub first, and then I came back like probably the next day and watched it in the dub. But then I was looking at the art, the cover for it, and it says like Fairy Tale, the final season, and I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
where am I? Like.
Yeah.
Did I
Yeah.
jump like 100 episodes? And what does that mean? Like, am I?
Yeah. So basically, that means that the anime too. So the anime, which was following the main story,
Uh-huh.
is done.
Okay.
So the anime came out. So they started in October of 2009 and
Mm-hmm.
went all the way till September of 2019. So the anime itself is done. It has 328 episodes, but they are animating the sequel, the Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, that's being animated, and that is set to come out in July of this year. So, like I said, the 100 Years Quest is the sequel, so it takes off after the main ending of the story. So that'll be the second part. So the main story of Fairy Tale is done, anime is done, but we're getting the sequel animated, and that's set to come out July of this year.
Wow. And so
Yeah.
we're talking like sequel as in like a bunch more episodes, or we're talking
Yeah,
like they're
there'll
gonna
be
make it
more
into a
episodes.
movie?
So this
You
one will be
know,
more episodes.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
going off the 100 Years quest storyline.
They gotta have movies about this stuff, right?
Oh yeah, dude, there's a lot. Like, so going back to the manga,
Mm-hmm.
there's like 8 spin-off mangas of this. So there's a bunch of fairy tale stuff. So you got one so you got the sequel and the prequel
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mangas, but then you also have like 8 other spin-off mangas. And they range from following some characters when they were younger to following other characters of the guild that you meet during the anime that weren't really covered. There's also some crossover stuff that happens with other mangas.
Do they see Harry
There's
Potter?
I
Do
think
they
he's in
see
the
the
background
prisoner?
somewhere.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
just
I saw
got
him
to
in the
like,
background, but
yeah, he's got his
uh,
cloak, the wizarding cloak.
yeah. There's one spin-off manga called Fairy Tale City Hero
Mm-hmm.
that was written and illustrated by Ushiho Ando.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically kind of an alternate universe one where
Mm-hmm.
it's the members but as cops. So they're not
What?
wizard, but they're cops in the city. So it's like
That
there's
is
like mangas like
that's
that, like a bunch of spin-offs like that that kind of come about
that's
from Fairy
so
Tale.
that's wild.
Yeah.
That's just like
Which you'll see other stuff too, like with different animes, with different mangas. Like you'll see little things here and there, like spin-offs that they'll just like take characters from like a certain realm and kind of just put them in different places, different.
they're all cats.
Yeah,
They're
all
all of
cats.
them are cats. You know, maybe I make a joke,
Maybe.
but
Hey, cats might be based off something.
I mean, it might maybe actually.
But the anime, so the anime kind of had 3 kind of studios animated.
Hmm.
So when it first came out, so it's all A1 Pictures was like the prominent studio for the whole series. But so from episodes 1 to 175, it was State Light Animated Fairy Tale. And
Hmm.
then they switched studios to Studio Bridge. Studio Bridge took over from 176 to 328. And then for the
Uh-huh.
final season, there was a collaboration between A1 Pictures, Studio Bridge, and Cloverworks Studio that they kind of collaborated to do the final season all together. And so those
Good.
3 studios did the final season together. But you can tell you could tell from State Light Studio and Bridge Studio, because State Light, when they kind of did it, when they first animated this, they kind of went a little bit off script, I would say, as far as like changing up some character designs from the manga, changing up some situations, some character backgrounds. They kind of use brighter colors. And
Hmm.
then whenever Studio Bridge took over, they kind of reverted all those changes. So they redesigned the characters back to be closer to the manga origins. They kind of toned down the colors, the color palette to a more kind of like muted, softer type tones. So you'll be able to tell like visual differences between the State Light animation and the Bridge animation.
And like
So
the art style a little bit.
yeah, like the art style a little bit. And so, and also to Studio Bridge kind of kept a little bit closer to the manga origin as far as like not making too many changes or too many additions, to the animation like State Light did.
This has like you're talking about all the spin-offs and all the season.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said 384, but that's just this
328
328.
episodes. Yeah.
But
That's for this
the
main.
main one, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the sequel anime is coming out in July. So that'll give us more.
And then I also kind of alluded to the idea of them making a movie.
Yeah. There's two
Uh,
movies.
okay, so like, tell me, are these movies like just separate movies, or do you think they did that thing where they go, all right, if you didn't watch the show, here's the movie instead, because 328 episodes is a lot. You know what I'm saying?
No. They're like movies, like storylines. Not like that. So the first one came out in August of 2012, and that movie was called Fairy Tale the Movie Phoenix Priestess. And so that one was a pretty big one when it came out because it actually had like because when movies comes out for animes and stuff, they'll like have like the script writers and the artists and stuff like that, and of course still have like the creators kind of have a hand in it. So Mashima Hiro, the creator, helped with some of the story planning, helped with some character designs for new characters. But he also, to help promote the movie, he wrote a 30-page prologue manga that they sent out with people who bought advanced tickets. So if you pre-ordered your
What?
ticket for this movie, you got a special 30-page manga by Mashima Hiro. And that was all
Oh
like,
my.
and so the manga was titled The First Morning. And so that was like I said, that was a prologue for that movie. So it's kind of like, hey, here's a little bit to get you going into the movie to see, where the story is going to take it.
Dude, that's pretty awesome. You know what I needed?
Yeah.
I needed that. I needed that for Dune because I watched
Yeah.
Dune Part 2 and I was like, I'm so lost, bro. Give me some backstory. All
Give me
right.
something.
Give me some. I'm lost. Okay, okay.
Which they're based off books.
I mean, yeah, but have you seen how big they are? Have you seen how big they are?
Give me the cliff notes on this.
Give it a clip notes, man. Is there a video game of this? Because I feel like I've seen it.
Yes, there
Or,
is.
you know
There's
what?
quite a few.
See, yeah. Unless, I mean, Fairy Tale, the issue is that Fairy Tale is such a generic name. Just like, Fairy
Yeah.
Tales, like the way that's just
Fairy
like,
tales,
that's just
yeah.
so, it's
You have
just
to
so
spell it a certain
generic.
way, but
Yeah.
even as spelling, you have to look for a certain one.
Yeah. But I think I've seen this before. There's multiple games.
Yeah, so the first one was called Fairy Tale Portable Guild. That came out in June of 2010, and that came out on the PSP or the PlayStation Portable.
Man, bring me back, bro. Take me
Taking
back to
it
the good old days.
back to the good
Take me
old
back,
days.
a nice good old fashioned handheld
Handheld. Dude,
garbage game.
we PSP was ahead of its time, man.
It was, man. They were like little, I mean,
It
laser
was such an
discs in your
innovative
hands.
idea. Like, you were able to play games, you were able to watch movies. They had movies on that thing you could watch. Like,
What? Oh my gosh.
like it was so ahead of its time, and then it's just like, oh man, nobody wanted it. Sad,
I want it
sad.
now. I want
I
it
want
now.
it now. I wanted
Give
that.
me give me Fairy Tale Part 3 on that thing.
Yeah. So it was that game, and then they came out with Portable Guild 2 and Fairy Tales Zerif Awakens. So those were the games that came out on the PSP. But then they also had Fairy Tale Wizard Battle and Fairy Tale Attack Cardin Cathedral. Those two came out on the Nintendo DS.
I feel like all these games are probably RPGs. Am I
Kind of. So there is one role-playing video game
uh-huh.
called Fairy Tale. It's called Fairy Tale. So just Fairy Tale.
Fairy
And
Tale.
that came out on PS4, Switch, and Steam. Which Steam is, if you don't know what Steam is basically the kind of software platform you use to buy games to play on the PC.
Yeah, nice, Joe Angel. Add a way to, learn something out there.
Learn something. You know what? While you're learning about this, I'm gonna teach you about other stuff.
Write something down. Learn for
Right,
something for
something that
read a book. Read
if
a
you don't
book,
pay
you out
attention in
there.
school, pay attention here.
Yeah. We're here to inform people. I'm gonna teach you math and how to read. How about
Give the
that?
people what they actually need.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, I guess maybe it just seems easier for these studios to go ahead and just move into an RPG-based video
Yeah.
game from the show, because you're watching the show because of the story. Like
Yeah.
you like the story, and so like you're gonna move into a video game that lends itself to a story. So why not just keep it as a story? I just haven't gotten into RPGs or ARPGs
And
really.
it works really well with the world too, because
Mhm.
like some games, it's like I've mentioned some animes that have video games, and it's just like, how would you even make a game of that? But they made
Yeah,
it. But this one
yeah.
seems it's more plausible to make a video game out of it.
I mean, I like that Chainsaw
Yeah,
Man
that one
one-click
was
button game.
yeah,
You're
it's so
just
fun.
you're just chopping through things.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
that's all it is.
It's just your Flappy Bird, but with the with the
Flappy Bird
chainsaw
with a
face.
chainsaw.
Just give me that. Give me that. All right, what else you got for me? What else are we learning about this
Man,
show? I mean, how much of this have you
there's
watched? Have you watched a lot of
9
this?
ovas
Oh
about
my
it.
gosh. Are they spin-offs or are they
Yeah, so these are the spin-offs, like just about kind of different characters. There's one crossover called Fairy Tale Rave. There's a Christmas special called Fairy's Christmas. There's just like different random stuff.
Good grief. I mean, it's obviously like popular, but this isn't like big three. Like this isn't like, it sounds big three
Uh,
big enough, but it's not that popular.
Probably Big Four.
Big Four. Yeah, put it at the Big Three adjacent. What is this?
Adjacent.
Is this a different kind
Honorable
of genre?
mention.
Yeah, yeah, honorable mention. That's what it
Uh,
is.
nah, it's like shonen-esque. So
Shonen.
shonen, fighting, adventure, fantasy.
Okay. Yeah, fantasy. That I guess that's where I was trying to think of the word for that earlier.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, the fantasy in the whole thing, like magic and like flying
yeah.
cats and stuff like that. Narwhal,
Narwhals. Not
walking
narwhals.
narwhal.
Narwhals.
No. What else you got to say about this
Eh,
crazy show, bro?
So,
They
actually, I
got a
think
stage play.
I've read
Stage play.
more than I've watched.
Um,
So
yeah,
when I
okay,
like
okay.
got into it, like I think I read it first, then I watched it. But I think I was reading faster than I was watching, so I got a whole lot further in my
Hmm.
reading than I did watching. And so I think I'm trying to remember too what else was coming out. There's a lot I was watching at this time, so I need to go back. I just got to figure out where
Hmm.
I left off.
I mean, it seems like a lot, dude. Like, it
Yeah,
really does seem like a lot. Would you say that this is probably more your jam? Like, I mean, I know that slice of
yeah.
life is your thing, but like this
Oh
fantasy
yeah, no,
part.
I was heavy into fairy tale. Like
Okay, okay.
outside of my love for slice of life, like I'm all about Bleach. I got all about fairy tale. Like this is one of those ones outside of slice of life that I love. Like
Yeah,
just
it
everything about it.
fantasy, kind of,
Fantasy,
pretty much.
fantasy, wizard.
Fantasy.
I think it's just because I loved Harry Potter, so if it has magic and wizards, I think I'm all about it.
Yeah, if you love dragons and fire and cats with wings, this is your show.
This is your show. Let's see. I think is there one?
You thinking that there's a live action of this?
Trying to think.
I mean, they have a
Can't think
live action.
of.
It's called Harry Potter, The
It's called Harry
Prisoner of
Potter. Yeah.
Azkaban, bro. Yeah. I've seen
I know.
it.
I know. I've seen a lot of like fan casting for it.
Uh-huh.
For a live action, but as far as actual live action, I don't think there is one.
I mean,
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, he's got to be part
Doctor
of it. I
Strange.
mean,
Yeah,
if they could do Doctor Strange, they could do this show.
they could do this show.
Or, mm-hmm,
If
mm-hmm,
they could
mm-hmm.
do, they done all the Hobbits, all Lord of the Rings. They made dragons. They did Game of
Yeah, yeah.
Thrones.
Yeah,
You
Game
could
of
do
Thrones.
dragons. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, it's not too far fetched. I mean, we've seen a lot of it anyway. So,
I mean, we just had Godzilla versus Kong. That looked pretty good. So we could do dragons. It's not that far
yeah,
off.
it really isn't. It really isn't. All right, all right. Should we guac talk this or what?
Let's quack talk it.
Okay. You know what? Let me put a disclaimer from like an episode from April Fool's Day. We did Lucky Star, and I kind of went in on it, and I read all the comments from our social medias, and I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry. Anime is for everybody, but some of it's not for somebody.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say that, but like, maybe it's not everybody. So like Lucky Star, not a whole lot for me, but like other things, it's for somebody else. Maybe it's not my
yeah.
demographic. It's fine.
May
This
not be your
show,
jam, but somebody's
it's
jam.
somebody else's jam, and I don't want to like hurt anybody's feelings. You know, like whatever. So this show, I enjoyed it. It's funny. I do like the magic. I like the world that it's building, where it's building up to. I have no idea. I can't predict. Kind of like I love that in the writing where you just can't predict what was happening. Like I didn't know they got me. You know, like I didn't know Natsu was gonna be, you know, like as powerful, or I thought he was just some
Yeah,
bumbling idiot. And then they're like the reveal, and so like I love the reveal, you know, that he's actually like more powerful than we all thought,
yeah,
and they're heading on an adventure, and I don't know where we go from here, but they sparked my interest enough for me to go, okay, yeah, let's see what they're gonna get into, like
yeah,
so I enjoy that a lot. But as far as the show, I mean, I enjoy it, I do, but if I was gonna continue to watch it, I think that's where I kind of am with some of these shows. Like I really enjoy it, but I have to be true to myself. Like,
yeah.
am I
Are
really
you
gonna
willing
watch this
to
show?
put in this time?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, and so now I'm like having to be like for real. So we've watched a
Yeah,
lot of anime, and I don't know how many we've done so far, but I have to now start to be like a little choosy, right? And so like in order for me to be really choosy, I have to go,
gotta
all
start
right,
looking and like, all right, is this really gonna?
yeah, do
Can
I
I see
really
myself
want to?
really liking this enough to continue it?
to continue. Yeah. And I gotta I gotta make some hard decisions where I can't just go, well, this is a 10 stars for me
Yeah.
and put it on the watch list. But I'm like, but for real though, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. But if I were to give it like 1 out of 10 keys on a key ring that I can wait, what
How
did you
many
say?
janitor keys do you get?
How many janitor keys from Lucy's keyring am I putting on my keyring? 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
I'll probably go. I'm gonna go 7.5, or I'll go 7. I'm gonna just do a solid
7.
7, only because it is daunting to me. Like it's daunting for me to get engaged in over a 300 episode show that I was warm on. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
red hot on it. I was entertained. It was fun. It was funny. But am I gonna watch this over, Solo Leveling?
Yeah.
Am I gonna watch this over, name any other show? I don't know.
Shin-chan. Are you watching this over?
I'm gonna watch this over Shin-chan. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, that's where I am on this 7. But that doesn't mean it's not good. It's just maybe I am more suited towards, Gundam Wing,
Gundam Wing.
or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get it. We all get
You're
it.
you're getting more into where your taste is, where you're attracted.
Yeah.
Like what's
Yeah.
drawing you.
Yeah, exactly. Like eventually I'm going to be watching only anime about underwater basket weaving because that's what I want. That's what I want, something real soothing. Like I want Enya in the form of anime. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my world is chaos and I need the most boring show ever. Maybe I do need Lucky Star. Okay, all right. I just apologize about making fun of Lucky Star, and then I just double down.
It is double down.
All right, what do you put this on yours? What do you got? 1 out of 5.
I got it at 1 out of 5. I'm giving it a 4.
Okay, yeah,
4.
yeah. Because I mean, you've already professed your love to it. I get it. I understand.
Like I got into it. It dragged me in. I loved it. I loved where the story went. I love where I stopped off at. It's kind of starting to come to me where I stopped. It was getting big. I like that. I like all the background. Like the more you get into it, the more you get into Natsu's background, the more like I said, the characters you come across, their relationships with each other. Like I really do like it. And
and then that's tough for me, especially because I only watch one episode, and it's definitely gotta build. I mean, especially if they're gonna make 300 episodes. So yeah, maybe I let it build. Maybe I jump in. Maybe I quit my job. Maybe I be a professional anime watcher.
Be a professional anime watcher.
Is that a thing? Can I do that? Should we make that a job?
Pretty sure you can. It seems like you can make anything a job. People play video games. That's a job.
Yeah, I mean, I watch TV for a living. I could do
that. If a guy can get paid to taste test ice cream, you can get paid to watch an anime. That's a real job, by the way, guys.
I've seen him. I've seen him. He's done it. The man's living the dream. He hates ice cream, but loves his life, I guess.
Loves his life.
All right. Put it on the half list. I'll watch a couple more episodes.
All right, guys. So there you go. That is our episode. That is Fairy Tail. And as always, let us know in the comments what you thought about Fairy Tail. Are you into wizards? Do you like magic? Do you believe in magic? Do you believe David Blaine can do it?
I think so.
There's something there. There's something there, guys. David Blaine, Chris Angel. I mean, come on, it's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, the guy disappeared, and we haven't seen him since. So magic is real.
It worked.
Never came back.
All right, guys. Well, and then as always, Lee hit that share button so you could show your friends who you're trying to get an anime. Show them our episode. Show them, if we cover one you're trying to get them into, show them that episode. Let them know, hey, watch this or listen to this. That way you can watch it and see what you think. And also give us some likes too, because we need all those likes to help grow, guys. You can't grow without likes.
Like us, please.
Like us, please. And as always, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, where you can find clips of our upcoming episodes and stuff that we're going to be posting about and all that fun stuff. And as always, keep being kind, keep being cool, and give thanks that we didn't blow up with the solar eclipse, guys.
That's right. Stay alive out there. Stay alive.
Stay alive out there. And with that, we will see you on the next one. Sayonara.
Peace.